Oh, hi guys. I'm Parth here from IIDE, and today we're going to be talking about how to make social media ads that get you a great CTR. CTR stands for click-through rate, but I'm supposing you already know that since you're watching this video. Well, I'm not going to tell you any secret sauce that works for everything, and if you apply this, all problems will be solved. No, there is no such thing. But instead, what I'm going to give you is a formula, a process that's been proven, tested, and works, and been tested with multiple people rather. It's an approach we at IIDE use, may it be for an ad, may it be for a content type, or even anything else where we have to put out something to the consumer. This is the process we actually go through. Well, what's surprising is how basic this is. And I'm pretty sure you already know this, but most people actually forget to apply it, and that's what's key. What I'm going to teach you are a certain set of questions you have to ask yourself, and it's very important that you ask yourself these questions in the exact same order. So let's get started. Well, there are about 6 main questions I want you to ask yourself. And the first and most important question is, who are you targeting? Who is the customer? Who are your customers? And there might be separate people, but you have to be very specific about it and make specific ad groups. But you need to know who your customers are, because a lot of the times people end up targeting people like a 18 or 21-year-old with an arthritis ad. It's not going to make sense to him. He's never going to click on it, and your ad CTR is going to go down. So first step, and the first and most important step, is for you to recognize your customer. Recognize them by their age, what their interests are, what kind of pages do they follow, what are they interested in, what kind of activity do they show on social media platforms that you can target them with. That's step number 1, and probably one of the most important steps as well. Step 2, now that you know who your customers are, it's about where do you meet them. Well, if you have like an anti-aging cream, for example, where do you think you'd find a person for it? Ideally, your customer should be 40 or above for that product, hopefully. And you would ideally find them on Facebook instead of something like Instagram or Snapchat, because that's where the kids are at, right? Similarly, if you have a corporate product, that would ideally go on LinkedIn instead of Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. Similarly, you need to know who your customers are and where do you meet them. Once you know that, you can move on to step number 3. Once you've zeroed in on your platform and your target audience, it's time to figure out where and when on the platform do you want to meet your customers. So for example, if you're selling a food mixer on a cartoon channel, doesn't make any sense. Or similarly, if you're selling a kids product at 2 a.m. in the morning, again, your customers aren't going to be there. So you have to consciously ask yourself, when is my customer going to be online and where is he going to be on this platform? The objective is that you want your ad visibility to be as much as possible. So what I'd recommend, and a pro tip from my side to you, would be to make sure your Instagram images are at a max of 1350. It basically ensures that no other image is seen, and when you're scrolling, you get the maximum visibility in a customer's eyes. Step number 4. Now that you know who your customers are, where you want to meet them, and when you want to meet them, it's time to figure out what you want to say and how you want to say it. Well, this might differ from ad type to ad type, but I highly recommend starting with an end goal in mind. So what is your end goal? It could be either you want to, build awareness, or do you want to create a brand recall, or do you want to actually just create an urgency? So it's super important that you start with an end goal in mind. Draft your message, keep it short and simple, just like this tip. Quick tip, I recommend using like an emotional appeal for an audience that's already connected with you. If you know that your audience is people who are your existing customers, if you target them that way, well, emotional appeals work the best because they're already your customers, they'll buy in. Or what I'd recommend also for a new customer would be to use a rational appeal. Tell him why he should buy from you. Give him that rational logic and it'll work like a charm. Step number 5, the creative. Now, think about this. You're on a social media platform, you're scrolling, or maybe even that you're walking on a street and you stop to see something. Usually humans are very visual creatures. We stop and see something that stands out. So may it be on a social media platform or you walking on the pathway. If something's attractive enough, you will stop and see it. And that's your main element that makes people stop on your ad while they're scrolling through like 1,000 different posts. So it's very important to use things that connect with the subconscious mind. May it be using the right colors, may it be using the right fonts or the copy that's over there. Use psychology to actually make these creatives, and trust me, they will work so much better than anything else that you just make and you think might work. At the end of the day, it's about standing out and becoming memorable. And finally, step number 6. Let's get to the call to action. Hold on one sec. Will you buy this book from me? Maybe, maybe not. Well, sorry. Can I tell you the summary of this book? You might have said yes to that. Now, think about it this way. Your call to action is a foot in the door. You can either ask him to take the end goal, or you can just ask him to come one step ahead. Which one's easier to do? No more or buy now? No more, right? Similarly, I want you to make your call to actions to things that are easier to do, to things that just get your foot in the door, and then you can take them to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. But don't be in a hurry to get them to the end goal, which is buy now. You might just want to collect that data first. So I hope this helped you guys. This is the end of the video. To be very honest, you might have known this already. So knowing this again is not going to help you. So apply it. Knowing it does not help. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'd personally like to answer all of them. All right, so that's about it. Thank you. And I forgot. I usually don't do this, but like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us a bunch loads. So if you thought this video was valuable and it helped you in any way possible, would really appreciating you. It's just a button click, and I promise you we'd be coming up with great content in the future. And also, if you're interested in knowing more about similar techniques, about how you can use psychology to influence ad behavior or like get a better click-through rate, I'd highly recommend you go check out the link mentioned in the description below. It's a comprehensive guide to influence behavior, consumer behavior. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy that, and thank you so much.